Good day, people of the internet. Today, I'm going to be talking to you about Masteries, a new system implemented in Heart of Thorns. So for this episode, I'm going to be talking to you about what Masteries are, how you earn them, my suggestions for Masteries to go for first, and how you can easily get these Masteries through what you should be doing in-game. So very first of all, what are Masteries? In most MMOs and RPGs and whatnot, when an expansion comes, we raise the level cap of your characters, getting bigger and bigger and going on this gear treadmill. Guild Wars wants to avoid that, so instead of having this vertical progression of going to level 90 and then 100, we're going horizontally with Masteries. What does that mean? Instead of going to a new region, say Deep Maguma Jungle or the Crystal Desert, instead of going there and you have to be level 90 to participate in this content or 100 in the desert, instead you learn the capabilities of the desert or the jungle to actually go in there. So in the jungle, we learn to glide to actually move around effectively, while in the desert we might learn something like combating the heat or something. I don't know, we haven't been to the Crystal Desert yet, I'm just throwing out speculation. And these Masteries allow us to get access to rewards, loot, events, story, and a much easier way of traversing the map, seeing how the jungle is very horizontally oriented and going up and down takes a while if you don't have mushrooms or gliders. So how you earn these Masteries. First of all, your character has to be level 80 to start progressing them. Second, you must have Guild Wars 2 Heart of Thorns to actually unlock the Masteries for Corteria and Heart of Thorns Masteries. And to actually start unlocking the Masteries and progressing them, you must complete the first mission of Heart of Thorns that takes place in the jungle. After completing that, all your level 80 characters will have their experience bars replaced with the Mastery bars, and you can start training or mastering, whatever you want to call it, those Masteries. So to actually progress these Masteries, you have to earn experience to progress the training. Then you actually need to get Mastery points to fulfill the training. You can get these points whenever you want. You don't have to have Heart of Thorns, you don't have to have a level 80. You just go do the content that it says you get these points from and you'll earn them. So the way you get these points is, in the Central Tyria Masteries, doing achievements. This will be the harder, well, these can be hard achievements like the Emperor title, or easier achievements like completing the personal story, getting a crafting discipline to it's either 400 or 500, as well as various other achievements. You can look in your achievement tab and any of the little red circle, semicircle star things you see means a mastery point. If it's a green one, little semicircle star thing, that's for the Heart of Maguma Masteries. To get your Heart of Maguma Masteries, you have to do achievements, but the achievements also are not just go get all these skins or complete the story, but also channels in the world give you mastery points, hidden channels in the world where you can't see them on the map. You have to actually do a little scavenger hunt in your achievement, through your achievement tab to go find them. Also, adventures, getting second and first place, well, silver and gold in adventures also gives you mastery points. To actually start earning your Masteries, first you have to select which mastery you're doing. So let's go with gliding, since that's the one everyone has to get done first. You select gliding. Now you go out and do events and kill mobs and gather items to gain experience to cap out that bar for the basics of gliding. Once that bar is full, it will start slightly blinking white and yellow, so do keep an eye on that when it gets to the end, because it's not going to be very noticeable when it actually comes up. Once you actually get the whole bar filled, you have to allocate your mastery points to those Masteries. As you go further down in the tracks, it's going to start costing more, so gliding 1, basics, is going to be 1 point. Next step is going to be 2, 3, and then it gets progressively more expensive, following a Fibonacci sequence. There, I think I said that right. Once you allocate the points, you'll have to select a new mastery. If you don't select a new mastery, it'll put you on to the next one in the track. So if we just completed basics of gliding, we'll be moving on to the next one, Updrafts. So you might want to choose another one if you don't want to be continuing at the line too much. And one other thing to note, as you go down the list of masteries in the track, not only will it take more mastery points to learn these, it also takes more experience. If you don't allocate the points right away when you get the mastery learned, so if we go into basics of gliding and we don't allocate the points, any extra XP we get is going to go into other masteries. Now the formula, I think it is, I haven't tested it and I've only heard from other people, is the experience will go into whichever mastery you have the most points in. So say we're going down the line a little more. We just finished Itzel Bouncing Mushrooms, and we did a little bit of the Updrafts. Instead of the experience going straight to the second Itzel mastery, it's going to go straight back to Updrafts, since we've already started it. One thing to note in your masteries, when it says requires Heart of Thorns and then a number and the little green star, I'm not quite sure exactly what this means, but the best to my knowledge, this means it is required for story. So let's talk about that quickly. What masteries do you need for story? You need Gliding. You'll need Itzel Bouncing Mushrooms. You'll need Exalted Markings, and then you also need New Hawk Hunting. Possibly New Hawk Wallows, but I'm not for certain on that. It's basically the first basic tier of all the masteries plus Updrafts. And these masteries are actually really easy to get because they don't require too much experience. So my suggestion for masteries you should be going for. First of all, Gliding, you have to do it first to actually do any of the others. Next, I suggest Bouncing Mushrooms because that allows you to actually traverse up in the verdant brink and whatnot, which is very helpful. Next, depending on what you're doing, if you're going for binging the story, go Exalted Markings. If not, get Updrafts. Updrafts are so nice in Verdant Brink. It can get you out of the big ravines and whatnot. After that, it's kind of a hodgepodge of whatever else you want. If you're going to be doing the Central Tyria masteries, I recommend getting a basic level for each of the masteries first. So getting the Pact Mentor mastery, getting the first tier of the Legendary Crafting mastery, as well as the Fractal mastery. If you do a range of content already, like you do fractals, you do a bunch of other things, I recommend the first tier. If you just do fractals and you don't really do anything else, go into fractals fully. If you want to get your legendary really quickly, go into legendaries first. And the Pact one is just a quality of life, which is helpful for boosting up your lower level characters with how it works. Okay, so how to improve your mastery gain. Well, like experience gained. For the most part, anything in the game that helps you gain experience points, that will help with your mastery. So boosters, food, any other consumable item that improves experience gain are very helpful. And you can stack multiple boosters with each other, like the XP booster and the Celebration booster can be stacked with each other. Good sources of XP are doing map completion. It's really good. It's mostly going to help you in Central Tyria, but it can help you a little bit in the Maguma. Meta events and event chains. These are very helpful. You run into a bunch of these in Maguma, which actually help you level up masteries very quickly. But in Core Tyria, going into Ore and doing those event chains gives you a lot of experience. Plus, you get the karma and the rewards from doing those chains. And lastly, in Maguma, we have adventures. These are a lot of experience, especially if you're doing it your first time, because you'll get an experience reward for getting copper, silver, or gold daily. Then you also get a reward for doing it for the first time, a huge reward plus a couple mastery points. So that's it for me explaining masteries. Do stay tuned for more Heart of Thorns videos. I got a couple more coming out. But until then, hit like, comment, subscribe. Hit me up on the Twitters and the comment section below, and have a day.